kind of information have you had coming out about the shift and ascension?
Yeah, so you know, and again, this kind of goes, because what's really unique with me is, again, I have like over 40 decades or 40 years of Tibetan Buddhism, so it's really kind of falling right into with the stuff that I get out of my sessions. So what I'm getting is, especially here in Seattle, and I think it's because it's just the area here, we get a lot of technology people. So I get computer programmers, I get doctors, I get hotel owners, you know, I get normal moms, just healthcare, get a lot of healthcare, a variety of different type of people that come here. And what they really want is they want to know a couple of different things. They want to know kind of, you know, they want to understand their abundance blocks and what the issues are in this incarnation and how to deal with it. And then once they get past that, they always ask the same question and the same answer is always given. Is there a devil? Is there a hell? Which no and no. And sometimes the oversoul kind of chuckles a little bit, such as, you know, they're always asking the same question. I get a little tired answering the same question, but I always say, oh, it's just for the client. They need to know. So we get past the most common questions, which is, you know, is there a devil? Is there a hell? And the answer again is no. And you create what you are. So if you believe in it, then you'll create it. If that doesn't even exist in your belief system, then you're focused on something else to create. So, which falls right in line with Buddhism, because we don't believe in that. We just believe in the universe or God, and only God, and that's it. That's all there is. So, but the thing with the awakening and ascension is that what they are finding is that the more that they work on their roadblocks in this life and address their abundance blocks in this life, the more those energies will not weigh them down. It will actually, they will become more of what they naturally are, which is loving beings that have a high frequency at a certain level of consciousness. And then they can start working at the different levels of consciousness and ascending up their energy level, because these other issues that have been coming back from lifetime after lifetime are what is holding them down in terms of their energy level. So we get over that, and then by people being the best version of who they are, like if they are trying to be a chef and they're the best version of that chef, or they're the best doctor in the version that they can be, or they're the best nurse in the version that they can be, and being true to themselves, they are actually not only helping themselves by attracting elements and experiences that match their vibration, but they're helping everybody else, because everybody else around them feels that energy, and somehow around that person they're just happier, lighter, and they're not as confrontational or as angry about things. Things just kind of flow off easily, and you know, so the more of these type of clients, high frequency clients that I get, who remove these abundance blocks and start like that one client who's like, your mission is just to be the best version of you. If you're you're the best version of you, the more you raise your frequency. And again, the definition of awakening in Buddhism is someone who realizes that they live in a holographic reality that is responding to the commands of the user. Okay, so when they realize that through a QHHT session that they are creating what is coming to them, and the more that they play with that energy, like I'm gonna think this way, I'm gonna act this, I'm gonna work on these things, and the more that they understand how to play with energy, and that their actions and thoughts do create their reality, the more synchronicity starts happening in their lives. The more the soul groups start working with other soul groups to attract to them things that are in line for them to experience next. And then by doing that, they've already had their awakening, and then they can work on their ascension, which is raising their level of consciousness up to different levels. And Dr. David R. Hawkins in the United States, like he was a very successful mental health doctor of the #1 in New York mental health hospital, did wonderful work in his lifetime to map out the levels of consciousness of people. So, only 20% of society is integritous enough to actually be a good barometer for measuring the levels of consciousness and energy levels of different things, because people are still working on, living with integrity and courage. If there's no one pushing them to do it, if there's no reward, will they still do it? That's a lot of people are still working on. But about 20% of society are actually integrous and can be a good kind of truth barometer. And he's found that out in his research. And he's found that different people radiate at different energy levels. And people who radiate at a higher energy levels, like the 4, 5, 6, 700s and on up to Buddhahood, which is 1,000, that's where all the avatars are, like Kuan Yin and Buddha and Yeshua, and so forth. They reset everybody else around them. They'll reset millions of people around them just by being who they are and living at a higher frequency. And I'm not really sure the number. I have it written down, but like it goes back to the scientific research that only 1% of humanity needs to be awakened, because that 1% will kind of lift everybody else up, because we're all connected and we're all one, which continues to be a theme that comes through in my sessions. And so, it's kind of like when one ship raises, everybody else kind of levels up as well, and more people have awakenings. And so what all this really means is that Earth herself is a consciousness. And just like all my other QHHT sessions where they are starseeds working on different planets and the planet itself has a consciousness or a heart song, Earth herself has a heart song. What we call it in science, the Schumann resonance. She has her own heartbeat. She has her own consciousness as well. And she is ascending up her frequency. And we've seen this for a very long time, up until maybe 15, 20 years, about 2015, 2012, something around there. It was only at, I think, 7.83 hertz. Okay, the Schumann resonance, Earth. And this is all science. This is not a biased information. Princeton University in the United States, Heart Math Institute, and a couple other institutes do this just to see how we are all connected to the Earth. But basically, for a very long time, the Earth was 7.83 hertz. And then in the last decade, it went up to 15. And that was really big, like what's going on? And then it went up to 30, and then more recently it's gone up to 67. So what does that mean in science? And this is being substantiated in my sessions as well, and in my Buddhist background. The way you understand what this means with the Earth raising her frequency and her consciousness is like a TV, okay? A TV runs in kind of a hertz, so it kind of frames per second. So if it's a lower frequency TV, an older TV, it maybe goes 24 hertz, 24 frames per second. So 24 frames per second. If you get a higher TV that's a higher resolution, it may go up to 60 to 120 frames per second. So it'll go really fast. So the picture quality is better. So what does that mean in the analogy when Earth herself is raising her frequency from 7.83 hertz to 67 hertz? That means that the picture that everybody is seeing is changing so fast that you kind of go, wait, did I just see that? Oh, I thought I just saw somebody there. Oh, wait, did you just see that billboard changes this logo or its color? Or you have some of those deja vu moments because the picture is changing so fast, okay? For people who are high frequency, what that energy lift that Earth is doing herself is it's going to amplify your energies. So if you're higher frequency, if you have a higher level of consciousness, you've finally gotten through your awakening. So you dealt with your dark night of the soul, you dealt with your issues, and you come back on the other side healthy, and you're working on leveling up your level of consciousness and ascending up the levels. It's going to amplify your work. So you're going to be more creative, you're going to be healthier, you're going to be more vibrant. Things are just going to work out much easy for you. You're going to have an easy time with every single time she raises up her consciousness. You're going to have an easy time. You're going to sleep just fine. For people who are of lower consciousness, it's going to further amplify them as well. So they're going to attract to them even more negativity, even more bad situations, even more health issues. And so for those people, as I recommend to everybody else, I don't care what your modality is, whether you get your spiritual awakening through Narcotics Anonymous or AA, you get it through Buddhism, Hinduism, you get it through Zoroastrianism, you get it through your religions, or if you just want to get a cheat code and go straight to the answers and get to the other side as quickly as possible, go find a QHHT practitioner on Dolores Cannon's website. Go get your cheat code, get your awakening, and work on your ascension so that you can catch up to Earth's frequency, because she's doing it. And if you don't catch on, eventually what's going to happen is the people who are the 1% who are doing it, who are living the best version, working on their ascension, working on their awakening, doing the inner work, they're going with her. And the more these people are going with her, okay, they're like manifesting what we call the new earth in QHHT, in Buddhism, the golden age, in many religions, heaven and earth. It doesn't matter what you call it, but they're manifesting this. And the more that they manifest this, the more this energy, this planet that we were attracting to herself, solidifies. And if you are low frequency and you're further amplifying it, you're going to go here and the reality will split. Okay, that's science. Now, they've proven this with the Schumann resonance that they've been studying, and they stopped it at about 2015, but they decided to carry on the project because it started to get interesting. So more data. It's just actually doing something, because for a long time, for decades, nothing was happening. It wasn't changing until around 2010, 2012, it's changed, and then it's changing more recently, and it's changing faster. You get 10, 15, 20, 30 hertz jumps. That's big changes. So anyways, what they found with measuring the frequency of Earth is that this is so much. What they found with measuring the frequency of Earth is that when they measure, whenever she has a spike or a change, they measure it to history, in current history. And what they found is whenever she had a spike, we had a resonance or renaissance. We had a renaissance. We had big peaks in human achievement. We had big strides in academia and research coming, just big successes that we've had as humanity. At the same time, we've had huge lows. We've had major wars. We've had major conflicts and discourse. So they've proven in science by studying the Schumann resonance of the Earth, unbiased, based on just pure numbers on the spikes, that the same things happen. You have the highs and you have the lows. So the people who are of the high frequency are participating in the highs. The people who are of a low frequency are amplifying their lows at the same time. Well, the research has found that throughout history, that has been the case, but it's never gone to these high levels. Okay, so for the first time in a decade, it went from 7.8 hertz to 67 hertz. That was a big jumps in short periods of time. And that means more people are waking up, more people are working on their ascension and awakening. And the more of these people do that, the more they follow Earth, and it's actually encouraging her to go, okay, I'm ready to leave behind people. Let's go, So she's not doing a couple hertz jumps. She's doing leaps.
She's going for it now.
She's going for it, okay? And this is not fringe science. It's not woo-woo. This is really happening. And whether you, and I have customers who call me and like, I don't know, QHHT, and they have all this, skepticism. And I say, it doesn't matter if you come to QHHT or you find it through or any other modality, or you find it through science, it's already been substantiated. It's happening. Okay?
It is happening.
It's happening. And the Schumann resonance, Earth herself, those are real fact-checked science. Okay? And multiple organizations and universities and academia are following it, going, something's happened. We don't know what's happened, but something is happening. And whenever these spikes happen, the magnetics of the Earth changes and affects the people living it. So people get restless, they get maybe some nervousness issues, some anxiety, they get some sleeplessness, maybe they have some something with their heart, with their brain. I mean, we're all energy. So when the biggest energy magnet, which is the Earth, starts making these huge leaps, it's going to affect us. So if you don't want it to affect you negatively, work on your awakening and ascension. Go get a QHHT session and get your cheat code. That's what I always say. Just get your cheat code. It's going to be worth it. So
if people want to come and see you for a session, how do they find you?
Well, they can go to my website, merkabachakras.com. And they can call me, but I really prefer email, just because, like I said, I'm a working mom, so I'm always kind of toggling between different responsibilities. And then, we will have a discussion. If it is meant for you to have a QHHT session, we will schedule that and do that. Now, I know there's other modalities that have come from QHHT. I only do the actual QHHT, so you have to be in Seattle to do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I recommend going to the registry and finding a practitioner on the website, not just somebody who says, I'm a practitioner, here's my website. They need to be on the website.
Correct.
And so they have the at least the training and the level, the different levels. Again, at this point, what I find in my session is don't let the levels hold you back, because you're going to be sent to the practitioner that's supposed to be for you.
That's
and
right.
like I said before, each practitioner is getting their own set of customers or clients. They're getting their own theme. So if you have a certain theme, and then you're going to go to the one that's right for you. So don't let the levels hold you back, because they're all equally skilled. And at this point, you don't have the time to wait around. You just got to get to your awakening. You got to get to your ascension, because the more Earth does the next leap, the harder it's going to be for you to make that, to jump to that other side. So she's not doing baby steps. She's doing leaps.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what people need to
understand. I keep saying this to everybody on my YouTube channel. I keep saying exactly the same thing. Now is the time. You can feel it. You can feel it.
You can feel it. You can feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And, the thing they found in science, too, is that diseases actually do not have a consciousness. Okay, so, but bacteria does. But diseases don't have a consciousness, which means that it's completely unbiased. It'll go to whatever it's attracted to. Okay, so if you're a low frequency, you're going to have low immunity, and it's going to be oh, that's an easy one to catch on. And they found this again with the map of consciousness research, that if you're a high frequency individual, you actually don't get sick very often, because you have a high immunity.
That's correct.
So so there's a lot of benefits. You not only help yourself, but you help other people. So there's just so many reasons. But the one thing I really want your audience to take away is that it's been, the debate's over if we're having awakening ascension, if Earth is going to change her frequency to another parallel reality. For some, it's happened. For others, she's giving them a second chance. And things are very polarized right now, just to force people to decide, is this the character that you want to be? Is this the policies and the people that you want to support? Do you want to continue to support people of low frequency, or do you want to be integrous, encourage, and pick people and situations and things that are a higher frequency? Because that is going to determine what level of energy you radiate at. And remember, you have to match the energy where the earth is going, and she's making jumps. She's not waiting for you, you know. So the debate is over. The debate is over. Okay, there's no more debating. It's just you're gonna do it or you're not gonna do it. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of tired of waiting around for people to get it too. But I understand this is my journey to be a bodhisattva and kind of help people who want help. And people who don't want help, then that's fine. There's parallel versions of everybody, every reality as well. So, you know, I want to see what creation can create. That's what I'm interested in.
Von, it has been absolutely superb to talk to you today. You are so knowledgeable, you're so vibrant, you're so bubbly, you know so much about the shift, and oh wow. I would urge everybody who is in traveling distance to Von to get booked in on a session.
Yes, I have one last thing I want to send to your audience. One last message. Every session that I get, the Oversoul repeats the same type of things in different ways. And so what I've done is I've taken those messages that the Oversoul gives to the client and to me, and put it into about 4 or 5 sentences. And the message is this, that I put together. The Oversoul wants everybody to know, you've always been enough. You've always been enough. And use the resources and gifts all around you to create the life that you want to experience. A life full of love and joy. And the spirit world will nudge you through synchronicity, so you can do it. Okay, that's the message that comes through all of my sessions over and over again. So that's the message I want to leave your audience with.
Beautiful. That is so beautiful. What a way to finish. Von, thank you so much. And I will put all of your information in the body of this YouTube video so people can find you, and they can drop you an email, or they can find you on the official QHHT website as well. Oh,
I want to say one more thing. I'm gonna pull my I don't know if you can see it up here. I don't know if you can see it, but basically up above my recliner that my clients sit on is a pyramid.
Yes.
And pyramid research that has been done in science has shown that when a pyramid is on something, for some reason, that shape, it amplifies the energy. So food stays fresher longer, people are happier, healthier, whatever. But when I do sessions, I put a pyramid above them, and then I put a Egyptian ankh inside the pyramid to further amplify it. And for some reason, my clients that leave, they reached out to me afterwards and say, I am seeing orbs, I am seeing flashes, I am seeing weird things, and I'm seeing very metaphysical stuff, and I'm seeing auras, whatever the situation is. And I think if you're a practitioner at this time, you really want to find a pyramid triangle and put it on top of your clients, because it will help them raise their frequency, because the science has proven it does help raise your frequency. And you know, be there for your clients, because they are going to start seeing some weird things that you may have to kind of ease them into, like, oh, it's okay, that's just part of your awakening symptoms.
That is excellent advice, Von. I'm off out now to get myself a pyramid. I'm only joking. I've got 65,000 all over my house, but yeah, I'll get one above the bed.
One of other people.
Thank you so much, Von, and I will hopefully see you again very, very soon.
Oh yeah, let's do a check-in and see how the new Schumann's resonance radiates at.
I will do. Yeah. Take care, Von. Bye.
Bye.